was very hard to get a ticket, but I did manage to get a ticket for the new Demon Slayer movie, which is right here. I saw it on Thursday, and my god, it was actually really fucking good. And not just from a standard anime movie experience where it's a spin-off movie and doesn't count as a real story, where you got a main villain who you don't even know, is not mentioned in the story. Overall, he's just nothing. We got the main heroes that we've been introduced to in the main story, and they're like, oh hey, there's this villain, and he's gonna try to kill everyone in this village, in this island, and wants to take over the world because he's kind of 2D. Let's get some ass pull writing in here so we can do techniques that we can never do in the main story and never do them again. And that's mainly every anime movie. And it's not saying that's not fun. It's really fun seeing all the animation and seeing our favorite characters go against these villains in these kinds of ways. But it's just more for entertainment. You're not gonna feel much from it because you already know what's gonna happen in the end. They're gonna win. Unless you're talking about Evangelion. Shit. However, the areas where the Demon Slayer movie works best is when it doesn't have to follow those BS elements. And there are two reasons for this. Number one, this falls right after season 1. So they're aborting the train in the season 1 finale, and they're gonna go on this mission that is very dangerous. And in this movie, we get to see that mission. And also, this is a part of the main story, so there's a lot more weight to it. You know that you're gonna have to feel for these characters now because this is actually a life or death situation they're in. And for a 2-hour movie, there's a lot that they packed in here regarding the plot and just regarding this one mission that they're on. It's unbelievable. So season 2 was just announced recently. So if you want to watch season 2, you need to watch the movie first because some shit happens. Some shit really happens. I'm not even gonna kid. It's actually, there's a lot that goes on in this fucking movie. So verdict, the movie's amazing and it is a perfect segue into season 2. If you already watched season 1, you're hyped about the series. That's all you want. You just wanted to hear my opinion on it. It's amazing. Go watch it. Now fuck off. So now I'm just gonna be talking about things that are really good and really bad, which they're just nitpicks for me. They're just really nitpicks. There's not much problems I really have with the movie itself. So first, and this is not even like a concern, the animation is absolutely gorgeous. The movie is dazzling in every frame, and that's not an exaggeration. It's beautiful to look at. There's a lot of things to look out for. It is really beautiful. And it's clear that they made this for a movie theater and not for a TV. While you can watch on a TV, it's infinitely better to go in the theater and watch this on your own because it's fucking gorgeous.
Handle the neutron style. Later, Nick.
The story as well was incredible, which again was another surprise for me. That's not just because this follows season 1 in its canon. There's a lot that went on in those 2 hours that I can't even put into words. Another thing I didn't expect was great character development. We're briefly introduced to this character called Kyojuro. I didn't expect him to have that much development in those 2 hours, but he did, and they executed really well. I'm not even lying. They made me care about a character I'd never met in 2 hours than the entirety of Justice League when they introduced the Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman. I couldn't give a shit about those characters. Zack Snyder's Justice League though, hit close to home. Also, if you guys haven't watched Zack Snyder's Justice League, it's amazing as well. It's really clear that a lot of the character development went to Kyojuro. Tanjiro also has some development as well. Zenitsu and Inosuke, not much. So that's kind of expected since 2 hours to pack all this in. You have to cut corners, and not that they need it to be. It's already apparent enough that they're just gonna be side characters to the main two that we're gonna be looking at, that we're gonna be focusing on. It was mainly more about Kyojuro, and it was executed very well. There were some things I was about to criticize about the story, and I remember that this was in season 1 as well. There are some things in season 1 that you need to look back on to see where those connections link up, and I was about to criticize it, but after looking at some of the things that the last episodes covered, I realized, I'm a dumbass. Story, really good all around. Though, watch the last couple episodes of season 1 to recap what's about to happen. Humor was also very good, but there's something that felt unsettling to me about the original series. Didn't feel like comedy was needed. Like shonen comedy, I don't think it was needed for this type of show with these kinds of topics. Like for example, there could be demons eating hordes of humans, or demon slayers getting their necks and their limbs torn off. And you just have one character being comic relief for the sake of comic relief, which at that time I don't really feel like laughing. Though here, what I like is that it's more apparent that this is more serious. This is more of a serious tone. That it wasn't gonna have some cheap humor that doesn't always work in between some of the goriest deaths I've ever seen in anime. I don't know, it's just me and my stomach not wanting to get disemboweled. It just doesn't feel right. It is funny, but not at the right times.
Take me with your Xbox and play Fortnite. You can't take me away, but my love.
Another thing is the music, especially amazing. Something I always pay attention in movies is the soundtrack, and if it's really good, I'll pop it into my Spotify playlist or my YouTube playlist, and then just listen to them while on the car trip. I don't know. That's just kind of my thing. I did that with the Wedding Review soundtrack, one of my absolute favorite soundtracks. Inception also has a really good soundtrack. That's not an anime movie, but I kind of like it. Maybe some Genshin Impact music. I kind of like some of those. The music was actually really good for the battles and the emotional scenes. It was really beautiful to listen to, and it was fucking amazing when it went all out during the battles, and especially during the third act, which I'll get into right now.
Buddy, shit just went from 0 to 100 real fucking quick.
I know the title says Mugen Train, and they're going to go on a mission in this train. That's 2/3 of the whole movie. The third act is completely separate from that. If the movie were to end where the mission ended, I would just sit here with my arms crossed, complaining about how this movie is so fucking terrible, but I'm not, because that was just only half the picture. The other half of the picture went into the third act, and my god, it was perfect. If they ended off at that mission where the thing they didn't do in the train ended, it would just feel like you just paid to watch a couple anime episodes, and I don't know, while the animation and everything else was really good, it felt like something was missing. I don't know, it was a bit too easy. It felt like a generic anime movie if they ended off right there. And then the third act hit.
Insolent trickster, you dare to strike. Oh, you dare to strike. Ow! You dare to strike. Ow! Quit it! Oh no!
Something completely unexpected just slams you into the ground. It was fucking perfect. It had everything I wanted to see. It had everything that made my ticket worth it and 3 times more. It was fucking good. Every frame was just eye candy to me, and I just loved looking at what I was seeing on screen. It was clear that's where the time and the money really went into, because my god, that's one of the most legendary fights I've ever seen in any anime. And the fact this is actually part of the main story, it's even better, because you actually feel a lot of weight to this, that, you know, things might not turn out alright in the end. But by the end, I'm just wondering, am I watching a Demon Slayer movie? Or the end of Evangelion? Why do I feel this sad inside? I felt empty, but not empty in a way where the ending was just disappointing. I was empty as in, my god, they actually pulled it off. A lot of the emotional weight just crashes down upon you in the third act, and I didn't expect myself to be feeling that much for the characters, and especially for Kyojuro, but I did.
1, please don't shoot. 2, don't do it. I'm your dad.
I want this nominated for an Academy Award. I'm saying it right now. I want this nominated. I don't think it should have won. I think that goes to Wolfwalkers. That better fucking win. I know Soul's out, but I really want Wolfwalkers to win. Please.
Soul.
But the reason I feel like it should have gotten a nomination is because this is something that rarely happens when a TV show extends its story into a movie. It never achieves this amount of hype, and it managed to compact a really intense story into 2 hours. And while I don't think it should have won, I feel like it should have gotten the recognition it deserves. And I really don't like how Disney just wins every goddamn Oscar unless it's fucking Spider-Verse or Shrek. But yeah, it's at least nice to see that this movie is getting the recognition it deserves by Japan itself. They put this in. They put this in for a nomination running, and I think that's really fucking cool.
Something stupid, please. Actually,
Now, a couple nitpicks. This is not really something negative I have with the movie itself, but it's just a couple things that bothered me. First is the CGI. I'm not. Nope. I know what you're thinking.
Oh my fucking god, kid. Do you not understand how difficult CGI is to animate, let alone all the 2D sequences they made by hand? How ungrateful can you tell those faggots can be?
I'm not complaining about the animation. Along the 2D, it was great on its own. The main problem I have is the frame rate. That's just something that bugs me myself when I make videos or make short films. Like, I know they have to animate in like 24 FPS, but it just doesn't look right when you're combining 2D and 3D at times. I don't really like how CGI 24 FPS doesn't look that great at times. That's just not really a complaint towards the studio or the decision to put CGI in some parts, because they really need to put CGI in some parts. It would be fucking impossible to animate by 2D. So yeah, that's just me. And everything that bugged me a bit was Kyojo's backstory. I'm not saying it was bad. I'm not saying it wasn't executed very well. I'm still on that. But there was a bit of an extension that we didn't get. We're probably gonna get in season 2, but I wanted to see a bit more. I just want to see a bit more, a tiny bit more. There are a couple minor ones I wasn't exactly looking for, but while thinking back on the movie, it kept me up at night. I can't really explain those because it goes into spoiler territory.
Oh, dream! Give me those forbidden browns!
Yeah, overall, the movie was amazing. Putting it in the rating system I have, I don't know. I only have like 2 ratings. I'd give this a 9.9.
Oh my lord, I'm gonna go jerk off into my toilet. Yes.
It's not 10 because it kept me up at night. It kept me up at night. I don't know, that's just me. 9.9, 10, doesn't really fucking matter. If those complaints don't bother you, feel free to give it a 10 or an 1,000. Those ratings could be justified. If possible, watch this in the theaters. You won't regret it. It's an insult to not watch this in theaters. Find a ticket, steal a ticket, sneak in without a ticket.
Wait, that's illegal.
Just watch it. It's amazing. One last thing though, I am working on another video that should be out by the end of this month. I just want to get this out now so that if you can watch it, you can get a ticket now, because it's really good.